Hello. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. I think I put my headphones in. Hey, everyone. It's Sarah here. One of the founders of the Sisters Enchanted. We have so many new faces in the group. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is an impromptu chat, unscheduled. I am coming at you with the January, this is hurting my ear, with the January Tarotscope. So I was about to record it and I thought to myself, I'm just going to do it live. While I was pulling the cards and then I was like, well, this is taking too much time. Let's just do it. So here I am with the January Tarotscope for you. Welcome. Happy full moon. So it's a full moon. It's a wolf moon. It's a good time. It's a super moon. So close to us here. Lots of good energies going on with that. Hi, Dawn. So I am here to bring you this Tarotscope. So I'm going to do this live Tarotscope, and then I'm going to download the video and upload it to our Facebook page and to our YouTube channel. So if you're watching this in either one of those places on the replay, welcome to you as well. If you're watching this live, you know it's live because it says live on the screen somewhere above my head or to the side. And if it's the replay, it does not say live. So let me let you know just about a couple things we've got going on, and then we'll do the Tarotscope. So we have our free Chakra Foundations class, which starts January 15th. If you're not signed up for that, you can sign up for that at thesistersenchanted.com/Chakra Foundations. Hey, Mars. And what else is happening? I think that's about it. We're going to have a chat in the Sisters Enchanted Facebook group this week with my personal business mentor, Joanna Hunter of joannahunter.com. She is an amazing business mentor. She's got a fantastic business program, Divine Planning Abundant Profits, which totally changed my life. And she's also a law of attraction expert. She's really cool. She also does tea leaf reading and tarot cards and all that cool stuff and crystals. So she's really amazing and totally in alignment with what we're all about here at the Sisters Enchanted. And I think we're going to chat with her this week, hopefully on Wednesday or Thursday. This is the first week of January for those of you watching this on the replay later on. And that's it. We have a new calendar for everybody if you haven't received it in your email. So instead of doing the monthly calendars like we did last year, I created a year, all of the calendars for the whole year, and they are centered on the name of the full moon for that moon cycle. So this calendar month started on the 18th of December and goes through the 15th of January. Is it the 15th? Yeah, the 16th is a new moon. Goes through the 15th of January, and it's the wolf moon month. And so that is our new calendar. And I'll link that in today's email too, just in case you missed it last time. And I think that's it. What else is going on? I don't know. Lots of fun things. Always fun things going on here at the Sisters Enchanted. So I'll see you guys for the free class, free Chakra Foundation starting the 15th. And in between then, of course. All right, so let's get on to our Tarotscope. So the way that we do these here is by the elemental associations with the signs, rather than doing each one, because that would be too many. And I pull 3 cards, one for the beginning of the month, one for the center, one of the end of the month. So what's really cool for us here right now is that we have a new moon or full moon right now, and we're going to end the month, the calendar month, on the 31st with a full moon as well on the 31st. So that's pretty awesome. So this reading I'm going to pull a card at the beginning of the month, which is about right now, the center of the month around our new moon time on the 16th, and then the end of the month at our full moon time again. Hi, Terry and Karen and Katie and Christina. Hello. All right. So I already pulled the cards for our earth signs. So I started to do this and then thought I was going to pre-record it and then thought I'll do it live. So I already have our earth cards. So our earth signs are Taurus people. My kid's a Taurus. Our Virgos. Anna's a Virgo. And our Capricorns. For the beginning of the month right now, which is now, Happy New Year. And our full moon, our super moon. This is our wolf moon. I have for you the 10 of Wands, and I'm using the Circle of Life Tarot here. So the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands sometimes can be a card that makes you feel maybe a little bit burdened or like there's, you've accomplished a lot, but you're carrying a lot with you. Sometimes the Ten of Wands can give that feeling. In this deck in particular, I love this Ten of Wands card because there is the person in this card is a female. And we see her just in various ways. We never see her eyes. So we don't see her, clearly. We can't really, your eyes are kind of the way that we see into your soul, right? We can see what you're thinking through your eyes and whatnot. We don't see that here with her. Her hair is blowing across her. So she's a little bit of mystery. We don't really know how she's feeling. But she just keeps moving. She just keeps moving. Some of these positions are really like this one here. She's like really fierce. This one here, maybe she's cowering a little bit. So for you, if you are an earth sign with this beginning of the month energy, this full moon, super moon, New Year's, in between time energy, I feel like if you're an earth sign that right now that this is a lot for you, and all in one day, all in 1 minute, like this whole week, you're just kind of going to be like, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down, and not really sure like where to go with that, because it can be really good to reach the end of the Ten of Wands, right? It's fiery, it's fast moving, a lot's been accomplished, but you're also carrying a lot around with you, which for an earth sign can be burdensome and might not feel so great. So if you are an earth sign, this week, maybe just be prepared. Hey, Michelle, just be prepared for this kind of like up and down. So feeling really good. Like, oh, it's New Year's. I'm going to do so much stuff. It's a full super moon. Like there's going to be so much happening. And then be prepared that if tomorrow you're like, oh no, that's so much I set myself up for. But then the next day you're like, I'm going for it. Oh no, it's so much I set myself up for. So if you're an earth sign, I'm feeling like a little bit of a ride for you, a roller coaster during this first part of the month. But like I said, this card for the Ten of Wands, for me, it feels better than most depictions of the Ten of Wands. I like it. But just know that there's, there is a lot happening, but you have all of these people within you, right? All of these different ways that this woman is depicted. She's like fierce, she's not fierce. She's fierce, she's not fierce. You have all of that there. And because we don't see her face, it's really up to us as to what we do with this. Do we succumb to just letting it, this load be too much, and so we just snap and don't do anything? Or do we rise to the occasion and carry that load and fight for it, right? So we don't know what she's doing. We can't see it on her face. So it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it if you're an earth sign. During the center of the month, around our new moon time on January 16th, if you are an earth sign, I have here for you the Five of Pentacles. I really love this deck. I feel like I never see it anywhere. And again, it's the Circle of Life Tarot. And so I recommend it. But here, the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles traditionally is our card of struggle, and but it's usually depicted where there's two people suffering kind of in the snow, clearly having a difficult time, not looking so well, and then there's a church right there, with the lights on. So there's help if you need it. And here we see that this woman, she just has this arduous task, this like never-ending task. She's sewing this thing, but we see in her hat up here, I don't know if you can see it. She has, let me see if I can get it clear. She has two very long needles stuck in her hat. So there's two things she can do. She can use a bigger needle, maybe make it go faster. I don't really know. Or enlist some help and give somebody else those two needles to help her with this arduous task that is apparently never ending, right? And you can see her face here. She's not super happy about this. So at the new moon, again, if you're an earth sign, if you feel, I feel like you might be feeling this weight, this pressure of excitement and all of this full moon, super moon, New Year energy all in one. You might be feeling the pressure of this to do something, which might be a bit much for an earth sign. So come the new moon, you might feel just like, there's so much to do and I don't have anybody to help me and I'm totally alone in this, but you have the tools within you to use your voice and ask somebody for help. So if at the new moon, which brings upon another intention setting opportunity for us, right? If you're still feeling like, crap, I never even did anything with my full moon New Year's stuff, and now it's a new moon and there's more things for me to do, ask for help. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to be cranky. It's okay. So that's at the new moon if you're an earth sign. And then if you're an earth sign at the end of the month, as we inch up on another full moon on January 31st, that's our snow moon. Here we have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords kind of See, he doesn't look very happy. See, I don't know if you can see his face. He's kind of unpleasant looking for sure. So the Knight of Swords, I would caution you at the end of the month to watch kind of what you're saying to those that you love. I'm not an earth sign, but I could take heed from this advice too. Watch what you're saying to those that you love, because I feel like all this pressure this month for the earth signs might not end so well for you communicating with people at the end of the month. It might build up. You might be quick to communicate in a way that's not so productive. So just be aware of that, and remember that you are choosing. You have the ability to choose, just like both of the people depicted here. You have the ability to choose how all of this pressure impacts you. You don't have to stand up and do everything on your own. So that might kind of come to bite you, though, at the end of the month if you're an earth sign. That's what I got for the earth signs. Let's see, what are we going to do next? Air signs. I'll shuffle the cards on here. I didn't pull the air sign cards yet. So welcome to those of you who joined while I was talking. We're doing the monthly Tarotscope. I just finished up the earth signs. I am going to download this and put it on our YouTube and also our Facebook page. So if anybody's watching this there on the replay later on, hello. Let's see what we got here for our air signs. Our air signs, our Geminis, our Libras, our Aquariuses. I hope everybody had a nice New Year's Eve, nice and safe and uneventful. Uneventful in a good way. Let's see here. Oh, one's sticking out at me. All right. Wowzers. We got all major arcana cards here for our air signs. Oh my goodness. So, okay. Here's what we've got on deck for our air signs. You guys ready? You guys got all major arcana cards. Let's see here. I just got some comments. So, Happy New Year to you guys. Jamie, definitely need to let my daughter listened to the earth one. Nikki, uneventful. Yeah, I fell asleep. Oh my, now I'm going to lose the way my phone was propped up. I'm going to fall asleep. I fell asleep early last night too, trying to put my kids to bed. We're visiting family, which is why oh gosh, I shouldn't have touched my phone to read the comments. Now I can't get to stand back up. Travel with a tripod. That's the lesson here. I left my entire bag of work tricks from Rome at home. I got to the airport. My husband was dropping me off, and I realized that my whole bag of work stuff, including my laptop, was sitting on our kitchen floor. So I had to get an emergency laptop sent here, which is not working properly. Everything's causing me trouble. Oh, okay. I guess I'm just going to hold the phone because now it won't prop up. What just happened? I just had it, you guys. I just gotta hold it. Okay, my arm's gonna fall asleep. All right, so if you're an air sign, a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, here are your 3 cards. Again, you guys got all major arcana cards, so a lot going on for you. Might be a good month for you guys. I don't know. All right, so here at our first full moon energy, so around this week, I grabbed the Magician for you, which is pretty cool because, you know, the Magician is this like connection, right? Connection of all that is, and it's symbolic of having all of the tools, everything that you need within you to complete your journey. So for our air signs, Happy New Year, Jen. So for our air signs, I am feeling like that this is a really good place to start for you guys. So if you're setting intentions today in this kind of in-between time, so we have like this man-made in-between time, right, of the new year, and then we have the actual, like with the moon being a full moon and in between time, which is very much natural. We have this whole thing of in betweenness going, and the Magician can be symbolic of that because he's the connection between all that is and then all that is within you, right? So right now, I'm feeling like this is really a good time if you're an air sign to definitely take some time today and kind of focus on the strengths that you have that are going to catapult you through this year. So think about the stuff that you carry within you and how that helps you balance kind of your your spiritual stuff, with your emotional stuff, the stuff that's not tangible with your tangible world. So maybe, not thinking shadow work, but maybe just like, if you know that you're like a really sensitive person, how does that impact your physical world around you? Just kind of think on these things and be aware of them. And you might be better able to pinpoint these things at this in-between time right now. That's what I'm kind of thinking of at the beginning of the month here for air signs, to take advantage of that. At the center of the month, around our new moon on the 16th, I've got the Strength card. So in most decks, the lion's depicted as pretty, calm and like a pet kind of. Here, they're a little bit kind of wrestling with each other, and I love the tone difference. So we've got kind of like the green, the earthy green, and then like more of the fiery hues of the lion here. And so for those of you that are air signs at the center of the month with the new moon, I'm feeling like you might be maybe feeling like you're being pulled in two different directions. And this could be coming off of the Magician, like you're being pulled, you're being maybe right now with this heightened sense of how your emotional impacts your physical, that at the new moon and another in between time, you might be feeling that a little bit more. So like the example I gave, if you're a really sensitive person, how does that impact your physical world? You might be feeling the tug of that, like your emotions maybe are heightened, or you're noticing it more, and you're noticing the impact and where you're trying to separate the two. But remember that it's easier when these two are working together, when this lady's able to pet the lion and work together and show that strength can come from a place of peace and calm also. That can be better than like a fighting strength. So don't fight it. If you feel like you're at odds with yourself, what you want to be physically or emotionally, spiritually, and how that's presenting in your physical world, remember that it's better to be united. Or not better, but it's easier to be united than to be at a tug of war within yourself if you are an air sign. And then, now my foot's falling asleep. And then at the end of the month, with our second full moon in January, I have the moon card for our air signs. This is all flowing amazingly well, because the moon is another card that's like, it's the kind of conscious versus your subconscious, or how you might be, allowing your logical self to kind of override your subconscious self, kind of changing your perspective on purpose so that you don't have to maybe see something that's begging to be seen, like an illusion, kind of, you're creating an illusion for yourself. So at the end of the month, with our second full moon, of this month, January 31st, take some time here to call yourself on that, to recognize, what has come to pass this month and where you might be putting some illusions into place on your own self. So where you're not fully being honest with yourself. So if you're trying to hide the fact that you're a really sensitive person, I don't know why that example keeps coming up. Maybe somebody here who's watching needs to hear that. But if you're trying to hide that fact somehow, and you're trying to be stronger and wrestling with things you don't need to wrestle with than you really are, it's okay. So let some of that illusion down and just get in touch with yourself, which at the full moon, it's again an in-between time. So that is another good time to do some shadow work or some work around yourself. So with 3 major arcana cards here for the air signs, and having the Magician, Strength, and the moon, I'm really, especially the way that Strength is depicted here as two different opposing forces, I'm really feeling like this just, for the air signs this month is just going to be like this feeling of tension within yourself, like wanting to say one thing but doing something, like saying something but doing something else, or thinking something and saying something else, not really being in alignment with yourself. So take some time this month, as we're coming in on this in-between time. We've got in-betweenness all around us this month, to try to come to terms with that and don't be at odds with yourself, because that's not going to help you out at all. All right, that's our air signs. Our fire signs, I'm going to shuffle one-handed because I'm holding my phone up. How am I going to do this? Let's try. Give it one more shot at Happy New Year, Victoria, at balancing the phone. This is not working. Okay, let's see here. Fire signs. I'm a fire sign. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. One just popped out at me. We'll go with that one. Let's try Shuffle the rest of them. This one. And let's try for one more. Shuffling one-handed, you guys, is not something that I would recommend to anybody. And what do we got here? All right. Cool. Okay, so we have here some nice cards. Let me see here. For the fire signs. All right, so for fire signs, the beginning of the month, which is right now, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords for the beginning of our month. So the Three of Swords typically is like, not like a super, I'm feeling like a lot of conflict right now. I'm not feeling like the typical mean. I'm feeling a lot of conflict for the Three of Swords if you're a fire sign, which, is unpleasant for me to hear because I'm a fire sign, but I'm feeling a lot of conflict. So we have these three figures here, right? And they are three different figures, and they are kind of, while they're in a circle, they're kind of stabbing at each other and making it hard to move in a fluid circle, right? So I'm feeling like if you're a fire sign, that you might be having a little bit more conflict than you would like at the beginning of this year. And the reason for that could be, just conjecturing here, it could be because we are in a supermoon, right? So we're in a supermoon. And with 2 full moons in this month, that's a lot of energy, a lot of fiery energy. And, we're already fiery people, those of us that are fire signs, so don't necessarily need more fiery energy. So I'm feeling like there's conflict in order here, or conflict coming like in the wings for those of us that are fire signs. I'm not really feeling anything else around this other than that there's some conflict brewing. So if you're a fire sign, be aware of that. The new moon at the middle of the month for the fire signs, I've got the Hermit. So with the Hermit here, this makes a lot of sense because the new moon, as we know, it is kind of that time to go within, to quiet down, right? And so if we've had conflict at the beginning of the month, it might be a good time for us fire signs to cool our jets at the middle of the month and just like reflect and maybe not take action. Just seek our own inner wisdom, do some divination, maybe some shadow work at the new moon. Things like that. So maybe reflecting on what it is that brought this conflict into our lives to begin with. And then this card here, I just want to double check that I have the right card here. So they use different names in this deck. I think it's the Knave, but I just want to double check that I'm not using the wrong name here. And because that would be, uncool. Let's see here. These are the chalices. I just want to make sure that I'm reading her as the, oh, nope, see it? I was reading it. It's the Knight. Okay. So this is the Knight of Chalices in this card, not the name. I didn't know what name they use. Okay. So Michelle says, I'm still picking up on your life energy right now. Michelle, I forget what sign you are. I don't know if you ever told me. I'm sure you have mentioned it. So we've got the Knave of Chalices here. So she is pouring this water over this turtle here. So what I'm feeling like at the end of the month here for our fire signs, and I'm totally not going by the card meanings. This is like, it's not sticking out to me that way at all with the Three of Swords and the Knave of Chalices here. I'm feeling like the pressure for those of us that are fire signs at the beginning of the month, I'm feeling like we're going to need time at the center of the month to process it. And then the end of the month might come with a lot of emotional outpouring. So like, I'm just envisioning, I'm seeing people just like letting it all out and just crying, just like, oh my gosh, the pressure, letting the pressure out. So this could be, like I said, a lot of fiery energy. We just came off of Sagittarius season, and then we have, Sagittarius season has been upon us, and then we've got this full moon shadow work, what I'm being called to, and then the end of the month, I'm just feeling like an explosion of tears. So for those of us that are fire signs, if you find yourself in conflict right now, take some time at the middle of the month to just like do some shadow work, be quiet, stop yelling at people, and let it out at the end of the month if that's what it comes to. That's totally fine, which is not really the traditional meanings of the cards, but it's totally what I am feeling called to. Okay, so Michelle, you're in Aries. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So Michelle, maybe you and I can have a cry-a-thon at the end of the month together. Sometimes those are very good in healing. All right, what do we have left? Water. Our Cancers, our Scorpios. My daughter is a Cancer. I see Jamie's a Cancer, and our Pisces. All right, let me pull those cards. Again, I'm shuffling one-handed because I'm holding my phone up. Let's see what we've got here. All right, you guys. Awesome. So what I have here for our water card, for our water, is I've got 2 cups cards here, 2 chalices, and the Empress. That makes perfect sense. So Michelle says, massive blow up with family yesterday. Spent entire evening journaling to release. Oh, yeah, I'm having some family things myself, which if I end up at the end of January having a massive cry to release it, would probably feel really amazing. So I feel your pain, sister. All right. So for our water signs here. Nope. Here you go, Desi. All right. So I've got my daughter's a Cancer and my son's a Taurus. My husband's an Aries and I'm a Sagittarius. So lots of fiery parents, which I don't think is always so great for our poor children. All right, so for the beginning of the month, if you're a water sign here, I have the King of Cups. All right, the King of Cups. So the way that the King is depicted in this card is really like he just makes me feel bored. So the King of Cups, usually I say, is an indicator of being able to harness your emotions, use them for the higher good, like in a good way for yourself. But here I'm feeling like he's totally just bored out of his mind. So if you are a water sign with this full moon, this super moon right now, I'm feeling like that maybe you aren't feeling the energy around this in some ways that other people might be. Like maybe not, but I'm feeling like there's not a lot of that like pressure on you that maybe we typically feel around a full moon, particularly a super moon. Maybe you're handling it with ease. And if that's the case, then I would suggest that instead of just sitting there and being like, oh, okay, so life's calm, life is easy, take advantage of this time and get something done. Start kicking on whatever your New Year's resolution is, your goals, or whatever that may be. Because I'm feeling like you're just like, oh, this feels pretty good. Like I'm just gonna drink an extra cup of coffee. It's New Year's Day. But take this as like the calm doesn't always stay, right? It's not always calm. So get up and use this time productively. No need to sit around being like meh, I guess I'm not going to do anything. Use it. Yeah, I'm feeling like for our water signs, you guys might be totally cool right now, which is amazing for you because us fire signs, we're burning it up right now, burning it up. So I'm glad you guys are feeling good though. Yeah. So do something. Maybe just clean out a closet. Who knows? Do something. And then we have the 5 of Cups for our water signs at the center of the month. Around, so Tina's been bored for months. Might be what this has been leading up to for you, Tina. So around the new moon, I have the 5 of Cups, which indicates to me that this bored feeling obviously is going to shake up a little bit around the new moon. So the new moon, as we know, is a darker time in the air, right? And so for you, I'm feeling like maybe 2 weeks from now, you're going to feel the effects of feeling so calm right now. Maybe you're like, oh, I should have done this then. I should have done it. I didn't do it. and you might like realize like, crap, I should have got the ball rolling instead of just like relaxing for 5 days in a row, which is actually, I'm not a water sign, but I'm kind of feeling similarly right now. But this card here, I believe it's starfish, right? They can regrow if one of their, what are these even called? Legs, arms, appendages? I don't know. If one of them gets broken off or something, I believe they can regrow. So if, oh, hold on, I'm being interrupted. Kiddo, can you please close the door? You need a what? Okay, grab your red dress right there. All right, and then go back out, and I'll be out in just a few minutes. I thought I locked the door, but your door lock must not work. Yep, those are pants. My kid's coming in to join me. It's okay. I'll be right out there. I'm almost done. My poor almost 80-year-old grandmother is walking around with my baby and my 3-year-old right now. And my kid wanted long sleeves. All right, let's see here. I got to focus back into what's happening. Okay. So right, I think they grow back their arms. So if you're feeling like at the new moon that you've lost something hasn't, like you didn't get enough of a kickstart on what you were doing, you can earn that back, right? Nothing's totally lost. So don't, so again, like right now, if you're sitting around feeling bored, don't sit around in misery at the middle of the month kicking yourself either, because you can get back anything that's been lost. It's not gone permanently. It will come back. None of this stuff is gone forever. And we have these little baby starfish here too, right? Showing that there's always more coming, always new things. So even if this big starfish ceases to exist, there's all of these small starfish around as well. All right. So that's the middle of the month. The end of the month for our water signs, and thank you guys for bearing with me, is the Empress. So I just wanted to, I have to like calm myself. All right. Is the Empress here. Okay. So, and this is a really, amazingly feminine, beautiful card. So what I love about this card here actually is, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see up here. Do you see this little man up here? Totally admiring this woman down here. So she won't look herself in the mirror, but she's being admired by this little creature up here. But she's like looking away from herself, right? Won't face herself, but she's so beautiful. So if at the end of the month, again, I feel like you might be like, our water signs might really be kicking yourselves at the end of the month. And like not for like what you haven't done, or feeling like you didn't do enough or accomplishing enough. But remember that there are people around you that like want your life, people that envy you. There's people that look at you and see how radiant and beautiful and strong and amazing you are all the time. And you just need to look at yourself and see that too. So nothing that appears to be lost is actually lost. You are still amazing, and it's totally okay. So look yourself in the mirror and give yourself a pat on the back, because there are little creatures everywhere, right? That love you and know how great you are. So know that about yourself, and just look yourself in the mirror and say, it's okay. It's okay. There's always tomorrow. So while our water signs are starting off totally at ease right now, I'm feeling like you might be feeling a little bit of kind of frustration, like regret with yourself as the month moves on. And then at the end of the month, don't like feel ashamed of yourself, or don't feel like you didn't do enough, because you are enough. And people see that. And so even if you feel like that, if you don't see it, other people see it. And that's important sometimes. So let's see here. I'm gonna switch hands here. I've been holding this thing up. So that's all the signs. So if you joined late, you're going to want to watch this on the replay. I did the earth signs first, then the air signs, then the fire signs, and ended with water. So Tina, I thought I locked the door, because she does that. But apparently the door doesn't lock. Good to know. So Jackie's feeling like she doesn't know what to do with herself. So manic since October. Well, maybe you do need to rest. It's good to see you, Jackie, though. So let's see here. Tina's internet keeps freezing. Yeah. So that's it. That's all of them. So thank you guys for watching and for bearing with me through our little interruption. And I will download this and put this other places. So not that you need to watch it other places, because you watched it here. But thank you guys. It seems like it's going to be an interesting month of kind of like, ups and downs for a lot of us, which is normal. And plus we have 2 full moons in one calendar month. But remember that the calendar month is it's a modern man-made construct, right? So don't feel like you need to somehow do some kind of extra anything because it's in one month. You know, it is kind of cool that we have a full moon on New Year's Day like we do. That doesn't happen consistently, right? That's like a rare thing. But again, the New Year's Day it's a man-made construct. So don't feel like totally stressed or like, oh my God, I better get my crystal grids or I'm going to never manifest anything ever. That's not the case. So yeah, be easy on yourselves if you're feeling any of the things today or this week, and know that there's always ebbs and flows. So thank you guys. Oh, Anna, you just missed Scarlett's interruption. All right. I see you guys. I see lots of comments. Thanks, Michelle. We will try to stay warm. So my kid was just cold. She has a fever though. I got here to visit my elderly grandparents my grandma's 79. I have a young family. I'm very lucky. My mom's young too. And my grandfather's 81. They're both sick. My grandma's not really sick. She's getting sickish. My daughter has a fever. It's like an infirmary over here. I'm fine though for now. Cool. All right. Happy New Year to you, Lisa, and everybody else. And I'm going to jet. And Anna, I'm calling you, so you better answer. And I will talk to you guys soon if you're in the Enchanted Journey. I'll see you guys tomorrow to talk about kitchen magic. If you're in the business class, I'll see you on Friday to talk about that. And I think my business mentor, Joanna, might be doing a chat with us in the group this week as well. So, oh, God, I should go to the store and check that out for sure. Yeah, they need something going around here. Something to ward everything off. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great New Year's Day.